This is my financial disclaimer so I don't get sued.
Good morning, good evening, good whatever time it is you're listening to this. I hope you're having a good one. Let's take a look at what we're covering in today's video. In today's video, we won't be going over any data or any earnings as there's no major earnings or data for tomorrow's trading session. And tomorrow will be a full day trading session. There will not be any holiday, reduced trading session or anything else. It will still be a full trading session. And so this video will be pretty short. I'm just going to be going over a quick SPY technical analysis just for tomorrow's session. I will still be doing my Sunday video as usual. And that is for December 26, 2025. I hope everyone had a really great Christmas and happy holiday overall. I'm looking forward to the new year with everyone, and I've mentioned it in a few of my videos, but uh, closer to probably the end of January, I'm going to start streaming on YouTube, at least for the pre-market and the early intraday. So I'll be covering any of the data sets in the morning and any earnings, any anything I see going on in the market. I'll be able to do a major analysis over different sectors and all sorts of stuff in real time. So if you're looking forward to that, I'm looking forward to it as well. So anyway, enough of me rambling. Let's go ahead and get into the technical analysis.
If you're enjoying this, please check out my Patreon. For just $1 a month, you can join our community chat and access our tools like the Unusual Whale Spot and our own personal GEX and DEX market positioning. My $12.99 premium tier gives access to my personal trades, 2 live classes a week, which are on Wednesdays and Sundays, and direct support from myself. The links to join are below, but you can also join through patreon.com/wooksy. Thank you for supporting me to help you build skills for a lifetime.
And going over the SPY technical analysis, as always, let's go ahead and turn on the daily time frame and ensure our moving averages and Bollinger Bands are turned on. Now, this is going to be very, very quick. As we discussed in Tuesday's video, I forget that there was the holiday, in Tuesday's video, that we had a very, very likely potential move for this upper Bollinger. Now, I did not watch the intraday session, so I'm not sure if this was a upper Bollinger close. It does look like it, but there is a slight chance that this was not an upper Bollinger close. So if it wasn't an upper Bollinger close, then the potential downside is the 5 mile. The 5 mile, the 5-day moving average looks like as of Friday, it looks like it's going to pull up to about the 687.40-ish range. Give or take, it could be, off a few cents. Just make sure you write it down because that level will be really key if we're going to have any form of selling tomorrow. If we have any form of selling, then look to the upper bounds and the lower bounds of the 5 mile. Again, that's the $1 to $2 range above and below the actual 5 mile level. And while the 5 mile is being tested, you just ensure you're watching the VVIX, not the VIX itself, but the VVIX. That's the VIX volatility. That watches the actual volatility within the VIX contracts on the future side, so it's actually monitoring the actual futures VIX insurance. So it's a much different tool than the VIX itself, and I feel like it's far more accurate than a majority of tools. So when you are seeing the market price approach the 5 mile, just watch what's going on with the VVIX. If we see it pulling upward when we're at the 5 mile and we start pulling down to the lower bounds of the 5 mile and we continue to see the VVIX pulling upward, then that's very likely telling us that we're probably going to reject that range. Now, on Thursday's session, we had the VVIX pull down, or not Thursday, I say Thursday. On Wednesday session, we had the VVIX pull down to 83 and then it climbed back up to 85. Remember, as long as that's below 88, that's suggesting that there's pretty heavy buying going on and that there's not many people um, buying the insurance on their future, you know, SPACs vehicles. But with that said, if we don't see any selling tomorrow, if this wasn't day one of the upper Bollinger, then again, the expectation would be to have a close at or above the level of the upper Bollinger. And from that, on Monday, we would expect, a higher high from that leading into the downward consolidation. However, if this actually was the day one of the upper Bollinger close, then tomorrow's session, December 26th, we should expect that higher high and then the bear structure starting to form at the top into the downward consolidation over the weekend into Monday, Tuesday. I haven't checked what data we have next week. I haven't checked what earnings we have, so I have no clue if there's anything major that could potentially cause some selling to, pick up at that point. However, the upside looks extremely good right now. And in terms of structure, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off the moving averages. But in terms of structure, and my drawings got messed up because I actually don't know why. They like to do that sometimes, but on the 4-hour time frame, and I'm going to go ahead and turn off the Bollingers, but we have our cup very much so completed. Now we're just kind of in this range that we're looking for bearish structure to start forming. Pull that higher high above the top of the cup, exactly kind of where we anticipate the cup top to start. And then we look for the pull down, and this is generally a 5-mile retest. So come Monday, Tuesday, as the 5-mile slowly starts pulling up to where the market price is, and as that bearish structure slowly consolidates, that's when you have the market price pull down and the 5-mile pull up. They meet, and then you have a very clean 5-mile test. And from there, either we're going to head back up to the upper Bollinger, or if the market needs to test some more support. So if this handle needs to go deeper, essentially, to, for example, the 10-mile or the 20-mile, then, you know, the market has the ability to do that. That's what the top of that cup handle really allows for. That bearish structure gives you a lot of weight to just close a lot of gaps within this prior buying towards the downside and create liquidity to keep pushing into the rally. So I really do fully anticipate tomorrow the price to be hitting very likely very close to the 694 to the upside, and that's if we're not seeing really significant buying. That's if we're just seeing kind of a standard session. To the downside, if we're going to have any form of selling, we really have to break through the 5-mile range first. I would not be looking below that at this point. Seeing how, and excuse the poor drawings up here, they're messy right now, but seeing how we bounced off of the bottom of this major buying channel, we also formed support on top of this major consolidation channel. And from that, we built bullish structure that is, plenty of signs telling us that this wants to continue pushing upward. Not only that, but my drawing's not showing on the daily time frame very well, but there is this daily inverse head and shoulders that was completed, this cup and handle starting to form. It looks very bullish to the upside. Now, that's pretty much done for SPY. And one thing I just wanted to show really quick is the ADL is climbing up very significantly since we did have that sell down to the 650 range. The ADL has been pretty much on a tear to the upside, so I would not short this yet, but day two of the upper Bollinger move is when you short. So if you do see the VVIX starting to climb, if you see bear structure generally within the 1 hour time frame or the 20-minute time frame starting to form up there, then go ahead and take, some short positions if you're wanting to short anyway. Because generally, upper Bollingers are the best time to short, kind of like how we talk about the lower Bollingers being the best time to enter the long side. The upper Bollinger is the best time to enter the short side. So look for that upper Bollinger move. But going over QQQ really quick, I just wanted to show this daily chart. But QQQ has been breaking from this moving average consolidation here, and QQQ and SPY tend to follow each other. So seeing how SPY completed that major cup to the upside, how SPY's inverse head and shoulders created the major bullish structure to the upside, it's extremely likely we're going to see QQQ follow that. However, we are still within a very potential selling channel within QQQ. And as long as we're in that channel, there is the possibility that we see a major rejection off the top of this channel. I'm really not seeing it here. I do believe that QQQ is extremely likely going to see that 636, very likely well above that, put us probably to the 642 range. You know, assuming we push upper Bollinger and everything else. I'm not really expecting an upper Bollinger move on QQQ tomorrow. It can happen, but QQQ does have a lot of room to still work within the consolidation ranges of the moving averages. The 5 mile just broke out above the 10 mile, and as of tomorrow's session, it will be above the 20 mile, so it still has some time before this big move can happen, so potentially that can happen next week. I'm definitely going to be picking up some TQQQ calls, very likely tomorrow, that are dated probably about 2 to 3 weeks out, to catch that move to the upside. It looks extremely, extremely good. Other than that, that's going to be tonight's video. It's going to be very, very short. Market looks very good to the upside push. Again, just make sure you're keeping your eyes on the VVIX and on the yields if the yields start pulling up. If we start seeing the the VVIX pulling up, then, the potential for selling definitely increases. But right now, everything's telling us that really the sellers aren't there right now. All the weight is just slow buying to the upside. So I hope everyone had a great holiday. And I hope you all enjoy your Friday and your weekends. And I will talk to you in Sunday's video. Take care, everybody. And thank you for watching.